Hi, this is Gail Trauco. Today we're going to talk about grief associated with abandonment. This is definitely my expertise. Both of my parents abandoned us when we were children. There are 5 children in my family. There's 4 sisters and 1 brother. I was brought home from the hospital by my grandparents. I never lived with my biological parents. So I never knew what it was like to call somebody mama and daddy. Just didn't happen in my life. Never did, even before both of them passed away. I spent my entire young childhood grieving being abandoned by my parents. Couldn't understand how they had abandoned not 1, but 5 of us. We didn't know what we did wrong. All we knew is there wasn't enough food to go around. There was no indoor plumbing. There was no air conditioning and certainly no color TV. It took me till I was 22 and actually seeing my mother as an adult to realize it was a good thing that she abandoned me. She didn't have the capabilities to raise me and give me the opportunities that I had, at least in public school education in North Carolina. I had to learn to move forward. And one of the most successful techniques that I have found in dealing with grief associated with abandonment is to make a list. And you're going to be abandoned by a lot of people in your lifetime. Most of us will have experienced a divorce. You may have a child that abandons you as a parent for one reason or another. It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, or it just could be that they are a person that doesn't agree with your religion or the way you look. We're all going to experience abandonment. Take that list, write every name on it that you can think of that has abandoned you, that comes to your mind first. Don't sit there for 2 hours trying to do this. Allow your subconscious mind to take control. Write all these names down. Put that list away. You sit in that rocking chair and you relax for a while. This may happen over several sessions. The first time you begin to ask your subconscious mind to begin to generate this information for you, you have to be in that resting state. You have to have changed your brain wave in order for that to begin to happen. It's not a hypnotic state. You may feel a little bit sleepy. That's a good thing. Let the sleepiness come over, let your heart rate go down, and allow the subconscious mind to come forward and speak. Well, you come back on another day, you pull that list out. You may want to make another list. You'll find that if the mailman abandoned you, well, that's not really true abandonment unless he was your dad or some other person that was very close. That was just the normal life cycle of that mail route, or maybe he retired. Take that list out again. If it's too long, you've probably got some low self-esteem, so you feel like everybody has abandoned you. Could be narcissism, where maybe you think everybody should be loyal. Well, you can put that in line because everybody's not going to be loyal to you. It's just those close people that are in that inner space in your life that really matter, that would be associated with grief of abandonment. Who realistically on that list abandoned you? If it was a boyfriend, a significant other, if it was a child, and very well it could have been parents. There's too many deadbeat dads, and I'm going to be hard on you. You should be taking care of your kids, moms and dads that are not the primary caregiver. It's your responsibility to help that parent that's raising these children not feel this grief of abandonment in such a traumatic sense. Go back on this list, add dates. How long was that relationship and what role did that person play in your life? Prioritize who matters. Then you have something to work with. You're going to want to acknowledge any anger, denial, fear, any loss. You're going to question yourself. Why is this a traumatic loss for me? Why do I feel abandoned? Once you've got the answers to that entire list of questions, you can determine where you're at in this grief cycle of abandonment. You need to practice rocking in the rocking chair or whatever that tranquil space is so that you begin to take your own power back. And over several weeks, it may take several months depending on how long the list is and what role these people played in your life. Parental abandonment or spousal abandonment or a relationship are probably the 3 most traumatic abandonment relationships that you will experience in a life cycle. Once you come to terms with that, you can begin to work towards that place of forgiveness. You can leave the fear behind. You're always going to have this memory of that relationship and of that traumatic abandonment in a life cycle. But you can forgive yourself. You may not forgive the other person. That's a really hard thing to do. But you can be at peace with what you experienced and be in that healthy place where you are now. I hope that's helpful. If you have responses, post them to the blog. Find us on Facebook. Send us an email. Let us know what you did to deal with your grief of abandonment. I look forward to talking with you next time.